So when it comes to people's options of financing property abroad, there are two ways of doing it. You can take equity out of your UK home and then purchase the property cash abroad, or you could get an overseas mortgage. The pros of taking money out of your UK property and buying cash are that as a cash buyer, you're in a good, strong position to be able to negotiate on that price. And I would also say that by doing that, you know where your monthly payments are on your UK mortgage if you've used that equity to buy the property abroad cash. The cons are obviously you're buying the property abroad cash and you've literally spent all of your money on it rather than paying for it on a monthly basis. The pros of getting a mortgage abroad are at the moment there are some fantastic products out there, so the rates are low. The cons are it's sometimes quite tricky with all the paperwork. There are a few, loops that you've got to jump through to get the paperwork, so it might be a longer process. So when we bought our property overseas, it was a cash purchase because using equity from our UK-based home, it means that we know where we are every month from our UK-based mortgage and we're happy with that payment. And I like the fact that we only have one mortgage in one place rather than a mortgage here and a mortgage there. I always think that somebody that's thinking about letting out their property, who are they targeting letting it out to? There are some properties that are near golf courses, which means that in the winter months that attracts the golfing crowd, and then in the summer months it still attracts people because they want to go there on summer holiday, but those properties are more attractive year round. So really think about where your property is located and the market you want to let out to. The best way of working out how much rental you're going to get on a property, obviously do your research, speak to the agents that are selling the property, find out if they've got any pre-existing properties on their books that let out, and speak to people in that development where you're thinking about buying, see what they get. I mean, there's loads of websites where people privately let out their properties where you can do your own research and see what they get on a weekly basis, and that should give you a good ballpark to be able to work out your finances. Something people need to think about is how are they going to manage their property if they're going to let it out. Companies that are willing to manage it for you, hold your keys, have a cleaning contract in place, literally take care of the whole thing, can charge around 20% of your rental income that you make on a weekly basis. In certain areas, you aren't just able to let out a property without a licence. Particularly in the Canary Islands, you need a special licence to be able to let out your property, and you can't do it in every single place. So if you are seriously thinking about buying a holiday property to let out, look at those things before you purchase. I think property in general is a gamble. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. I've always kind of based it on a 7-year cycle, that property will go up and then it will dip again, and it will go up and then it will dip again. And I don't think there's really a way of kind of like safeguarding it as such, but I do think you have to be careful about the time that you buy and the time that you sell. So if you are thinking of buying, we are saying it on A Place in the Sun, but now is the time. There are still bargains out there to be had. So when it's a buyer's market, buy. When it's a seller's market, sell. Play the game.